Hello everypony, my name is Blancmark and welcome to my channel. I'm a 40-plus-year-old man, I am Dutch, I am a lifelong gamer, an amateur voice actor, I am an avid player and dungeon master of Dungeons & Dragons, I'm a part-time Infinity Engine modder, I'm a creative soul, I'm LGBTQI plus friendly, I'm a furry, I'm a brony, and I'm here to share my passion for gaming with you guys. The entire reason why I made this channel was to do just that. Which also brings me to the 4 pillars of my channel, which is raw, unfiltered, honest and genuine gameplay and gameplay reactions. In an age where a lot of these videos are overproduced, people with fake personas and false, insincere, over-the-top reactions, I don't tend to do that. I'll do some voice acting, I'll do a skit here and there, I'll do a little bit where I'm just being silly, but I don't want to base my entire channel or my entire persona on those kind of things, because that is just not what that's not how I am, that's not what I want to do, and that's not how I want to run my channel. I play what I want, as in the very long time that I've been a gamer, since the late 80s, early 90s, all the way up to today, as I'm recording this video. I have a lot to share, and I will share. Hopefully, we'll be able to share all of it with you in my videos. It may not be anytime soon, but I will try to get as much of my interests onto this channel as possible. And like I said, I play what I want, when I want, and how I want, and I encourage you to do the same as well. Because what could be more liberating than just sitting down with a video game and just, just sitting, relaxing, and just playing what you want. You're not forced to play the cool game that your friend told you to, or play the newest blockbuster titles that AAA, titles that the media tells you to. You just sit there, you're playing a game from 20 years ago because it brings comfort. You know the game in and out. It's so good. And even 20 years later, it's still one of your favorite games. And you just sit there and spend, I don't know how many hours. If it's a JRPG, for example, on PlayStation 2 or whatever, you just sit there and play like 40, 80, 100 hours. And it's the best time you've had in quite a while. And that's exactly what I want to do on this channel as well. Sorry, just have to breathe after that, because that's such a good time. It's so relaxing. Oh, something happened. It means the ghost is probably here, which is good. Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Raw, unfiltered, genuine, and honest reactions to what's going on. Ghost? Oh, see? They're nearby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ghost. Ooh. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That is how I want my channel to be. That's how I want my games to be. And I know that, in games a lot of it is scripted and everything, but, in games like this, or in games like, I don't know, even in JRPGs, every playthrough can be a little bit different, because you don't do the same thing. You don't build your character the same. You don't build your character as quickly. You don't fight you don't fight as many battles. You fight different enemies. Even the same enemy can get a critical hit and change. I just like that sort of, like, it just happens, and you roll with it and you react to it, or you don't roll with it and reload. That's fine too, because it's your choice, just like it will be my choice. And see? That's what I mean. Abu! Oh no! The ghost! See? That's what I like. That's also why I'm recording this as just in Phasmophobia, one of the games featured on my channel, because I really, really, really like to record my videos in this way, rather than just my face and, image.jpg on the background. That's not what I want. I want this. This is how I present myself, because I can express myself in-game while I'm also talking to you guys, and react to the stuff happening in-game, because that is fun to me. That is how I want things. That's just how I do, as they say. As for what kind of games you can expect on my channel, well, because I have such a broad and long interest, I basically find a whole bunch of different games on my channel. From games like, Mass Effect and Dragon Age to things like, older MS-DOS games or games from the, Sega Master System, Sega Game Gear, Sega Mega Drive Genesis. Things from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, who knows, PC gaming all throughout history from MS-DOS on the 286 all the way up to, Steam, GOG. Nowadays, there's a little bit of everything. There's adventure games, there's RPGs, there's tactical RPGs, there's other strategic games, there's indie horror games, survival horror games, simulation games, base building games, first-person shooters, third-person shooters, other types of action games that I can't really classify. Multiplayer competitive games like Dead by Daylight or League of Legends or Smite or what have you. There's so many different things that I like and so many different things that I have played and want to play on this channel. And am currently playing on this channel. So even if the current selection doesn't really appeal to you, my future selection might. Who knows? So that's just a little bit about what I want my channel to be and what I want the channel to represent. I mentioned earlier that I like using a recording setup like this for just talking to you guys, which is the blank file video segments. It has its own place in the playlist, so if you click on that, you'll see a bunch of videos where I just sit down and talk to you guys in various, usually Phasmophobia environments, where I'm not playing Phasmo right now. I'm just talking to you guys while being harassed by the ghost, because that's how I do it. I know it can get me to lose my track of my track of thought, but that's how I like it. So, Blank File is indeed a series where I sit around with you guys and talk about whatever comes to mind. And for this one, it's obvious. It's my introductory video for my YouTube. That's what's coming to mind, and that's exactly how I want this. This is a perfect example of how I want to do all of this. Speaking of gaming, speaking of playing, I, of course, also am part of TGC, the Gap Chaps, which is a small group of myself, my partner, and my best friend, and we frequently play games together. And it's always great fun, and it is definitely a different sort of humor and style if you have somebody else to play off of and to have fun with and, just play games and enjoy together. It's not a frequent thing that we actually collaborate for a video. It's more of an occasional treat, but I feel like that's fine because it creates less pressure on us to continue to just do collaboration videos and nothing else. And it'll lead to more. It leads to more creative freedom for our channels, and a nice little once in a while treat for you guys. So I do tend to tag all of my videos with TGC and the Gap Chaps, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is a collaboration. If it is indeed a collaboration video, instead of TGC, it will say with TGC in the description. Speaking of playlists, if you see a playlist known as Sanctum of Saloon, that will cover all of my Infinity Engine modding things, any videos that I have. It could be me showing off some projects or talking about projects or just talking about my Infinity Engine modding community experiences, my past. As I do have a semi-extensive past on that topic. So I do have a lot to share in that case. I'm currently in the middle of rebranding a lot of my modding things, as my old brands either didn't fit anymore or might cause confusion with other things out there related to modding. So more on that in those videos. Another thing that I would like to address is my sense of humor. Sometimes I've gotten a few comments that people say like, "Oh yeah, you're too negative and you should be nicer to yourself and whatnot." And it's like I get it. I am a bit of a glass half full person than a glass more of a glass half empty person. I mean, not a glass half full person. I'm fairly negative and pessimistic sometimes, but I would rather just be myself than have this, over the top, fake like super positive personality screaming at the screen, and say that a ghost appears like, "Oh no, a ghost! Oh, I'm scared!" Ah! That's not real. That's fake. That's scripted. Don't do that. I mean, do that if that's your style. I don't do that because it's not my style. I don't I don't like doing that. And as such, you know, um, I am honest and genuine about it. I'm 40 years old. I have seen and done a whole bunch of things. I am not the. It's true what they say. When we're younger, we're like SpongeBob. When we get older, we're like Squidward. We become more and more like Squidward every day, and that is absolutely true. I am more like Squidward now than I was about 10 or 20 years ago. Yep, life is fantastic. Hooray. So, about my humor is that I tend to occasionally use self-deprecating humor in my videos and just in my daily life, really. And I find that people sometimes do not really understand that. Even people in my own country don't really understand that, and I understand that. I understand why. Uh, Especially if you're not used to that kind of humor. I've noticed that that sort of humor is very popular in England, in Great Britain, and being from the Netherlands, I've had a lot of exposure to British humor and British television and British media. It's right across a small body of water from my country. So I grew up with that kind of stuff. It's basically like ingrained in interwoven into my being. So, for example, you go from the truck, and then you go to the front door, and you find you can't open it because you forgot the key. Guys, I'm an idiot, and I go back. Gotta go all the way back and get the key. I do it. It's not a big deal. But some people hear I'm an idiot and think, oh, he thinks he's an idiot. He genuinely thinks he's an idiot. You just said you were always honest and genuine, so you think you're an idiot. Yes, no, I know I said that, but the honest and genuine part comes from the fact that it is a joke. It is self-deprecating humor. Not because I really think or really believe that I am an idiot. If I do believe that I'm an idiot, if I actually feel bad about something, you'll know because it is not in that situation. It'll be in a very serious talk, usually in private, so you guys probably wouldn't even see it anyway. And then where I'm actually like genuinely not feeling well. But in these situations when I'm recording these videos, I'm not saying it because I genuinely think I'm an idiot or anything like that. So don't worry about it. The reaction in these cases, in these videos, shouldn't be, no, you're not an idiot, and don't be so hard on yourself. Like, I hate people who have a low self-esteem. The reaction should be, ha, he forgot the key. Because, yeah, I did, and it was stupid, and it was funny. So that's just a little thing I've noticed that I wanted to address because I felt like it needed it. Another thing I would like to address is that you've probably already noticed, especially if you've been on my channel for a little while. What are you? Do you keep moving? Is that the comments on my videos are all disabled, all of them permanently. I know that's detrimental for my channel because YouTube looks at the algorithm, and then YouTube algorithm looks at my videos, and sees there are no comments, there's no engagement between people in the comments, thinks the video is dead or not worth engagement, and will stop recommending my videos to people. especially to new viewers, which is detrimental for my channel. That's okay. I would rather preserve my own sanity and my own mental health, which is exactly why I've disabled all of the comments. Because I've been on YouTube and on the internet long enough to know that the comment section is generally a cesspit of toxicity and insults. Not all the time. There are some good people in there and some kind people who, I'm not looking for only praise, but I'm not looking for toxicity either. There's like a big gap between praise and toxicity. There's also like a healthy middle ground, where you can just be polite to one another. And I of course noticed that people on the internet, a lot of the time they feel like they can say whatever they want without getting punished, and that's how these. It's honest, it's raw, it's unfiltered. It's also really fucking rude, and you don't have to be like that. And that's why I have chosen to disable the comments under all of my videos, because my mental health is more important to me, my sanity is more important to me than the algorithm recommending my videos to a bunch of strangers. I do want to grow my channel, of course. I think everyone on YouTube does, and have their content reach more people. But I will do it in my own way and not game the system by doing exactly what the algorithm wants me to do. However, if you still want to speak to us, myself and the Gap Chaps, you absolutely can. I will have a Ko-Fi page linked below once this video goes up. And through that link, if you leave a donation, which is completely optional, you get access to the Gap Chaps Discord server, where you can have a more direct chat with myself and the other Gap Chaps, which is a far more effective means of doing so than relying on us to sift through 50, 100, hundreds of comments and replying to each and every one of them, as well as reading a lot of toxicity and other negative stuff that we don't really want to bother with. I would much rather record another fun gaming video for you guys than sit there and sift through a bunch of crap in order to find someone who just says something non-offensive. So on that topic of my Ko-Fi, I will never paywall my videos. All of my videos will remain 100% free and accessible for everyone, paid or not. The only thing a payment will do is get you access to the Discord, and it will go towards the current goal listed on Ko-Fi, and then it will help. It will help a lot with life in general, and it will help, and as such, it will help with the channel as well. If life is a little bit easier on me, then I will be able to do more gaming, to relax a little bit more, and hopefully upload more videos for you guys as well. But as you probably have already gathered, that my upload schedule is just like my play schedule is not regular. It is infrequent, it is erratic, and it greatly depends on what I'm playing and what I'm playing, when I'm playing it, how I'm playing it, and when my editor finally gets around to editing my videos. So sometimes, even in the middle of summer, you may see me upload a video where I'm wearing a Christmas hat because I recorded it during Christmas. I know it lacks the seasonal charm, but it is what it is. Just like my channel is, what you see is what you get. And I believe that is basically everything I wanted to... Oh no, wait, there's one more thing that I would like to close with, which is a little disclaimer that I wanted to add, given that there might be some misunderstandings possibly happening in the future, or they already have, I'm not sure. I haven't gotten a single complaint yet, but who knows. Is that I realize it can seem like in some games, especially games I play with matchmaking with random strangers, that I may be mocking or being rude to other people. That is not really the case. But what I mean by that is that if there is any sort of emotional reaction, any sort of laughing or whatever in a game like, for example, Dead by Daylight, I'll just give an example. If a nemesis hits me or tries to hit me while I jump into a locker, and he keeps failing to hit me every time I jump into a locker, and he hits the locker with his fist rather than me. And then after 3 or 4 tries, he walks away, and 2 seconds later, he disconnects. He rage quits. I'm sorry, that's funny. Not because I'm making fun of the player, but because I'm not even making fun of the nemesis. It's just a funny situation. I am reacting to the situation, and I will not. Even though I'm not disabling the player names, because there are some funny player names that I just want to show, I'm not going to filter that, even though I probably should use a streamer mode to make everybody anonymous. I know that's the proper thing to do. But honestly, I am not making fun of you, the player. I'm not making fun of that Nemesis player who rage quit. I'm not like, ha ha, you rage quit, you suck. You know, you, the Stormtrooper 69, you suck. It's not that. It's just a situation where it's like, hey, I did something. Hey, I managed to evade getting hit by by the Nemesis, and just the fact that he was so mad that he had to stop. I mean, that was more of a relief laugh of an accomplishment on my part than an actual like attack against the player. That's the thing. In the game, I don't really treat these characters, killer or survivor, as the people that are playing them, the screen name that are playing them. I'm treating them as the character that they are playing as. And that was not much, but I do definitely want to give a little disclaimer on that part, just so people don't misunderstand that I'm and think that I'm personally attacking them, because I am not. Overall, you'll find that I'm a fairly peaceful guy, and I just want to spread some joy of some joy of gaming with you guys and with the world. And the world is already a pretty rough and sometimes depressing place to live in. So if I can even make one person smile just a little bit, a little chuckle here and there, then I've done what I set out to do with this channel. And speaking of, I've noticed, of course, that a lot of people constantly ask for likes and subscribes, because that of course helps their channel, or leave a comment, that also helps their channel. I will not be doing that, because I feel like if you like and subscribe, well, one, we've all as a community on YouTube developed a sort of a collective mute towards those kind of requests, I should say. And I would want someone to subscribe or leave a like or dislike, or decide not to subscribe. I want that decision to be yours. I want that decision to be genuine, not because I told you, not because I told you to, not because I expect you to, not because I ask you to, because I find that to be unnecessary. You'll do what you want anyway, so do that. And and if I'm not what you want to see, if you're not vibing with me or my sense of humor or my gameplay or whatever, then that's fine. I cannot possibly appeal to everyone, and you as the viewer cannot possibly like everything or everyone out there, and that's totally fine. But if you do end up watching my videos, even for a little bit, if you do end up liking, subscribing, or even disliking my videos, thank you very much for doing so. Thank you very much for watching my videos. And I hope you enjoy what I do. And there will be many, many more videos that I will see you in. And with that, I should go.